We're at the north end of the Hot Springs Creek Greenway with Trails Coordinator Ken Freeman and Parks and Trails Director Gene Wallace. Good to see you both today.
Good morning,
Thanks, Terry.
Terry.
Well, there seems to be something new going on behind us here next to the transportation depot. Gene, can you tell us what it's all about?
Well, this is a wayfinding project, and wayfinding is an orientation process where you can determine your location in relation to other locations nearby. And it also gives you the tools to set your course to get to that destination.
So wayfinding is a new term that we all need to get used to.
This is correct.
Excellent. Well, how does wayfinding benefit the public, Ken?
Well, in our case here in Hot Springs, we're looking for ways to connect various places that we think residents and tourists would like to be. And the two that we think are really important are the Hot Springs Creek Greenway Trail and the National Park. And so this wayfinding pathway is a visual clue to how to get from point to point, and it gets people from Bathhouse Road to here, or from here to Bathhouse Road.
And it's beautiful too. It is, you can see the bricks that are coming, that are being placed into the sidewalk behind us. They're just visually beautiful. So how did you come up with this design and with the route?
Well, the design itself is patterned after the Grand Promenade of the Hot Springs National Park. We didn't copy it exactly, but we have the same elements in this particular design. We have the red brick bordered by a yellow brick, but we also have little diamonds that are at the end of areas where you make turns. So the design really spoke to us as far as the actual connection to the national park, because we wanted to bring out some of those elements.
And this is all grant funded, so what program is this and how did the national park get involved?
Well, this is a federal grant, and the program is called Federal Land Access Program. It's municipalities, counties, any government agency that has a close proximity to federal lands can apply for these particular grants to encourage the connection between the two government agencies. So the Eastern Federal Lands Division of the federal government administers this program, and it's a pass-through. The money is actually administered statewide by the Arkansas Highway and Transportation Department. So they're our main granting agency, and we work with them. This is an 80-20 grant. Total project value of $97,500. So the 80% was paid by the federal government and 20% was paid by city.
So that's a good deal for the city, for sure.
Absolutely.
Ken, how far is it between the Hot Springs Creek Greenway Trail and the Hot Springs National Park?
Terry, it turns out to be 2,200 feet of what we're putting in of wayfinding pathway with the brick pattern.
Mm-hmm. So that will be completed in about what length of time?
It should be a couple of months. We're hoping 60 days, maybe a little bit longer. It really is weather dependent and construction dependent, because when you saw cut concrete, there sometimes are surprises underneath that you have to address as soon as you find them, and that might take a little bit of time, but we're hoping 60 days. Mm-hmm. Another thing we will have are some directional markers that will be placed on the whenever you have to cross a street or you have to make a decision about which way to go. There will be a dark green marker with an arrow pointing south that says Hot Springs Creek Greenway Trail, and then there will be a dark brown marker pointing north that says Hot Springs National Park. So there should be no doubt how to get from this trailhead to the national park.
Is there anything else that you would like to add, either of you, about this project? It's certainly a first for the city of Hot Springs.
Well, one thing, Terry, as Gene mentioned, the directional markers, and those are going to be in those lucite bubble kind of markers, similar to the ones that you see on near drains along Central Avenue that try to remind people not to put things into the drain system that goes into the lake. Well, and those markers will be those types with the directions, as Jean mentioned, will be at those points. So that'll be a kind of a visual but not obstructive type of directional markers.
Very good. Well, what a great example of city cooperation with the Hot Springs National Park,
Yes.
a visual tie between the two entities, because we all live together, and that's what makes this wonderful community so unique. Well, we thank you both for joining us to explain the Wayfinding program. If you have any questions about it, you can of course contact Parks and Trails. And what would be a good phone number?
501-321-6871.
Great. Thank you for joining us today. And next week we'll bring you more city news.